Welcome back to Tea and Shenanigans. I'm Hannah with Mustafa. Say
Hi.
hello to the lovely
Hi.
people. And we're going to get straight into it for the most part. But first of all, we want to say thank you to our newest subscribers and all the engagement that we've been having lately. It's been really fun for me to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was all good. And new subscribers and new followers, new
absolutely.
likes and new comments. Thank
Hmm.
you, everyone.
But we hope you're enjoying the content as much as we enjoy making it. Side note, last time we were drinking wine and we're drinking wine again, but there's no ice cubes involved this time.
Yeah.
That's just for if you heard the last episode, then you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, it's a good time. Okay, so let's just get straight into it, shall we? I think everyone probably knows what's coming, but it's Harry, Meghan, and Nigeria,
The trip, yeah. The
a faux royal tour.
the royal tour,
Oh, good
right?
lord. No. These people are, it's almost like they're parodies of themselves, if that makes any sense at all. Like it's just it's funny. I mean, the way the media was reporting on it, it was so funny. I mean, you can tell if you watch the videos and like see the photos and stuff that it wasn't as grand as some
You
of
should
the.
have seen the New York Post and the
Oh, I
Daily Mail
know. I
on
saw
daily.
all of it. Most
The
of it.
royal tour, and everyone in the comments saying this is not a royal tour. No one from the royals, or they're not in an actual sent by the royal family. There's nothing. They're just
They're there for
seek
themselves.
attention
I
tour.
mean, officially, it was some kind of Invictus Games event. Although, if you'll notice, you never really heard the name Invictus Games mentioned at all. Like,
Mm,
if you didn't know specifically, then you wouldn't have any idea. All it was about was, trying to appear to be royal again, and Meghan Markle and her, very inappropriate fashion choices
Fashion choice is going to a school
with a
for
backless
kids,
dress and no
or
bra. Come on.
and one other thing, when they landed,
Hmm.
I don't know why they were like in a Nigerian, I think, yeah, Nigerian army or soldier or royal, whatever guards,
Yeah. There's
and
security
not security. No, they were
provided
doing
by the.
no. When they landed,
Oh.
they made a military salute to Harry,
Oh
and
yeah,
he
that.
walked in on a carpet and saluted them. Why?
No, but their security was funded by the Nigerian state. And keep in mind that there are a lot of very impoverished people in that country, and they're forking it out for a couple of fake royals that are there for what reason we don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know what Nigeria thought. I mean, these types of things, they don't happen because some government just wants to bring in like, B-list celebrities or whatever. That's probably being generous. They do these things with the understanding that they're going to get something out of it. It's supposed to be a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Hmm.
I get what Harry and Meghan get out of it, obviously, the publicity and the appearing to still be royal and whatever. um, I don't. What does Nigeria get out of it? I mean, they were in the news, but I don't see that it's anything that great. Like I don't know. It's just I haven't heard an answer to that question that satisfies me
Nothing
at
came
all.
out of that.
No.
Like, it's not like when Princess Diana went to Africa. I don't know if she went to Nigeria or something,
Yeah,
but
she
when
did
she
at one point.
went to Africa, she was with the UN, and she was like going for the landmine, and all of that was
Yeah,
going on from the civil war over there and all of that. She went trying to be Princess Diana.
Megan, you mean
Yeah,
the
like
wife?
cosplaying as
Ah, I
Princess
know, I
Diana,
know.
wearing jewelry and dresses and acting up. I don't.
And again, I tell you, man, there are other channels that go more in depth than we tend to do on her fashion choices. I'll comment on it here and there when I feel like it's, like this glaring thing that you can't avoid. But in general, I kind of leave it to other people, but I'm going to tell you something. There were a couple of outfits that she wore that I just shook my head. First of all, there was the backless, like very nude colored dress. Who wears something like that to a children's school, first of all?
Was that on the children's school with
Yeah.
no bra or something like that?
Backless, no bra. It
Mm-hmm.
was just you like what? Where exactly do you think you are? And then the one of the other outfits that got my attention was this it was another dress. it's like there was this big slit in the skirt up to her, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
basically. And it was another situation where you could tell there were no foundation garments, um but the thing about that I noticed, and I'm just making an observation, I don't care one way or another, but like she has the appearance of someone who um is extremely, how do I put this? Very low body weight. And now I don't
I
care
mean,
if she's if
she.
she's healthy and that's her, that's fine. I don't care. But I thought to myself, if she looks this like thin and whatever in a photo, and we all know that you look heavier in photos than in person, can you imagine
Mhm.
what she looked like in person? And she didn't my point is she didn't used to look like that. Like in the past, the last couple of years, go back, you can see the photos. She's always been, thin and whatever. Like I'm not saying, but this was another level. So people have been alleging the Ozempic thing. I have no idea,
Yeah.
but it was weird because she's in that outfit. Like, and if she turned to the side,
Mhm.
she'd disappear. But then in other outfits, there are things that appear to be, I don't know, put in that she didn't have before. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, I was like, what are you doing? What are you
I
doing?
have no clue what that woman trying to do. One of the things that people start talking about and was on the media is Prince Harry, his mom, Princess Diana, or the late,
Hmm.
um, she gave him a necklace, which was a cross, I think, or something like that, that he
Oh,
gave to Meghan, and she wore it at the tour.
yeah, I heard something about that.
And I don't know. I was like, why? And she's just trying to be Diana, you
Well,
know.
that's been going on for years. That's
And
nothing
oh,
new.
some which outlet called her that she's taking the steps of her mother-in-law, Diana, like Princess Diana.
Wait, what do you mean?
Megan is following her mother-in-law steps.
Oh, yeah, well,
She's not her mother-in-law.
dude, in her mind, I've said this before, she's the reincarnation of Princess
She
Diana.
probably wakes up and be like, "Your mom came to me in my dreams," or
Oh, you
whatever. And
haven't heard a
told her,
story supposedly that actually happened?
"Oh,
She
really?"
allegedly, it's claimed, or she claimed to have like that Diana came to her, or she made contact with Diana while she was doing yoga or something. Like that's a
Mm-hmm.
real story that's floating around, I guess, amongst those in the know. But yeah, no, I totally believe it. I personally think, and this is not a unique point of view, but I think that was the main reason that she was able to hook the ginger, was because she played on his, mommy issues. And I can't say in all honesty that he doesn't have legitimate cause to have those issues, but still they're there. And I think she knew that and she exploited the weakness. I mean, there's that classic story about how she supposedly wore Princess Diana, or the perfume that Princess Diana used to wear, and Megan wore it on their first date or something like that. This is all these, it's just really ew. I mean, the thought and the planning that went into this, like, I don't know. Anyway, so the Nigeria thing. Oh, speaking of, did you hear about the whole, and they've pushed back on this, they being Harry and Meghan, which tells me that it's probably true, and they're trying to spin it. That the flight that they took into Nigeria, which I forget the name of the airline, but supposedly the chairman of that airline is some person that's wanted in the US for some kind of crime. I think it was like financial or something like that, but some kind of white collar crime. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's that. They've come out and tried to spin it. I won't even bother reading their statement because I mean it's them. They lie about everything, so it's the reports are probably true. And we all know about their history. I mean, Megan with her blood diamonds from the Saudis that they first said were there. There was some story about, first it was that they were borrowed or they had been lent to them, and it was from and then turns out no, that was all a big fat lie, per usual. So they have a history of doing stuff like that, of being associated with less than reputable people. Or they, I mean, if it's, they'll take anything, any
Yeah.
freebie, I mean they'll take it, whatever. No self-awareness. But yeah,
So, in general, what's the result of that trip?
I don't, I think
Just the
it's a
media.
PR thing. It's a look at
Hmm.
us, we're still royal. Look at us. People will still, call us your royal highness
And
even
you told
though
me something about the flight. They went like the flight to Nigeria. There's something about it. You told me you're gonna tell me more about it when we start recording.
well, the thing about the chairman of the airline is wanted
Hmm.
for crimes in the US. There's another part
What
to
type
it
of
though.
crimes?
I some kind of financial crime. I don't remember the exact allegation. Some kind of white collar thing, I believe. I believe.
Hmm.
But oh, you jogged my memory. There was another aspect to the flights.
Hmm.
Supposedly, when they flew in there, them, they deigned to fly commercial. They weren't on a private jet. I'm sure Megan just,
Yeah.
had to use all her acting to get.
Was
But
it the first class story?
they're in first
Uh
class,
huh.
but they were like they had a curtain sectioning them off from other first class passengers. It wasn't just like, there's usually some kind of divider between first class and you go into economy or coach or whatever
But
on a lot of
she put a divider between her
her
and
and
other self.
everyone else.
Man.
These I'm telling you, these people, they're so delusional. They are so just I think if you were ever to encounter them in some manner out, with no cameras, some kind of real life interaction, I think we would, even with what I think of them now, I think I would be shocked at how out of touch and full of themselves they are. I guarantee you that they are just those type of
I saw
people.
a video of her with Harry when they were leaving Nigeria at night.
Hmm.
She was just walking in front of him and he was following her. She and her bodyguard, and she was just walking and he was following her.
It's an excellent picture, I think, of what their life is,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Because as we know, everything is about her.
Yeah.
Everything. And he's just, what is that you used to say to me sometimes, like ladies first, dogs follow.
Follow, yeah. I mean,
That's it. I think that's basically the mentality. But they're back in California now, supposedly, unless they've gone off someplace else and
mm,
I haven't kept up with it. But I
and
wonder how her cooking show is going, for the American Riviera Orchard. Supposedly there was reports that it was being filmed on some estate that was like a weed farm.
I mean, it's in California, so
Then
what
there
you
was a
think?
statement that said it wasn't. I don't know why. Like at this point, who cares? Even if it was like, but they
Yeah.
they bothered to come out and make a statement saying that it wasn't. I don't know.
Mm.
Whatever.
So let's take a 5 minutes break from them.
Oh, with pleasure.
Today, since her first, like her last social media post, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
Princess Kate about her cancer. Today,
Catherine, Princess Catherine. We
Catherine,
don't we don't use Kate here. No,
okay,
don't do that.
Catherine, she and Prince William,
Yeah.
they came out to social media again today talking about mental health awareness.
Yeah.
And they were supporting, like, she have a project, I think, regarding farmers,
Mm.
to support farmers,
Yeah, they've been
which
very prominent in that
mhm.
space. It's good to see that she or, the staffers or whoever's handling that is
uh,
including her
yeah,
in
what
it.
she posted is, we're spending a day together on Sam's farm in Hereford. I think that's the word for that.
Hereford?
Hereford,
Yeah.
maybe.
I think that's how you say it.
And they chatted about mental health in the farming community and finding support to the Duchy of Cornwall's mental health strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I think, her project. And she posted that on X,
Yeah.
formerly Twitter, and her Instagram.
Well, that's
Hmm.
good to hear. I'm happy to
Yeah.
hear it. I do wonder, and I had said I'm not gonna talk too much about her since she's asked for her space, and I think that's well deserved. But it has been a little bit of time now, and I kind of wondered when and if she was gonna start to dip her toes back in, so to speak. Maybe this is the beginning of it. I don't know. Seems like a
Maybe,
good
but
sign to me.
at the same time, I think she's taking like a little bit of a break.
Well,
You
yeah.
know, like if she's going under chemotherapy, that's
Uh-huh.
not an easy thing to do.
Mm.
And
And then you have the king dealing with the same thing. But oh, did you see that portrait the other day?
that was next on the agenda. Yes,
Okay.
what's going on with that
There's a lot of red
Ghostbuster
going on
portrait?
there. I don't know how to.
Oh yeah, the red.
I mean, I have mixed feelings about it. I don't hate it. It wasn't
That's
something.
scary.
It's not something I would have expected. It's different.
It's not something you would put in like Buckingham Palace or anywhere to
Uh,
represent the king.
I don't know.
It took them 3 years to do that. That's scary.
It's kind of it's cool in a weird way. I don't know. I would it would it's not to my taste in the sense that if that had been me, I'd kind of be like, I don't know.
I
But
enjoyed the memes about it, to
oh
be
yeah,
honest.
no.
Especially the Ghostbuster ones. Because
It's
I forgot what is that ghost name in the first Ghostbuster, like the one in the tower.
oh, I have
It comes from the paint,
I don't know.
exactly the same stand and all of that.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, there was a lot. I saw one is like when the you've seen how the king like kind of a little bit when he unveiled
Yeah, kind of.
the what you call it, the
Portrait.
portrait, he kind of gets scared of it.
It is.
There's
It's very
there's a
startling.
yeah, there's something going on social media. It's called Pedro. It's a raccoon or something like that dancing Pedro, 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 and the raccoon is just head banging.
Okay.
So that was one of the memes. Is like the king and villain is just Pedro head banging, and one of them
Well,
was
sometimes the internet is just
one of
fantastic.
them. He's unveiling the portrait, and it's Joe Biden looking around. There's a lot that was going on. One was about Trump, like when with his
Yeah, of
thumbs
course,
up.
of course.
There was a lot. One was Meghan Markle.
Oof. Yeah, that would have been a missed opportunity otherwise.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
So
well,
3 years for that one. So red.
I hadn't
Like,
heard about the 3 years
oh,
part.
that's what I read. It took him like whoever
Huh.
did that took him
Go
3 years.
figure. Go figure.
I don't know if they're gonna change it or not, but this is the official one.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of King Charles,
Mhm.
supposedly, I think we've mentioned before, and it's come. It may be next month, that being June. I'm not sure. I think that's correct. It's going to be the wedding of the Duke of Westminster, and
Okay.
people may know of him. Well, first of all, he's one of the wealthier people in the UK. He's a billionaire.
Hmm.
And but more important to the story is that he was very good friends. I think they grew up together with Prince William and Harry, right? And supposedly he, that is the Duke of Westminster, is godfather to Archie, and King Charles is his godfather. So that's all very, tight knit, whatever. So he's getting married next month, I believe. And I know we had discussed some time ago that supposedly Harry had not been invited because Prince William was going to be there. And no one has any desire for, first of all, if they both got invited, one of them would certainly not show up. So clearly, this is my opinion. They chose Prince William, and I'd say good choice. But word is now that King Charles and Queen Camilla are
Hmm.
not going to be there, and I thought
Probably for health
that
reasons,
was
or
my first thought, and I'm sure that's the official story. But supposedly, underneath there's more drama in the sense that, okay, let me get this straight. The Duke of Westminster, his sister got married several years ago. It was before Charles and Camilla were married, so that had to have been early 2000s.
Mhm.
But anyway, and supposedly according to protocol, they weren't allowed to sit together, and I don't. There was other things to it, but apparently it was like a drama. And the article that I read said that they had not forgotten what had happened at the sister's wedding and whatever. So I don't know if it's really just health, or there's some kind of underlying people don't get along or whatever. I don't know. But
Mhm.
it's funny because Prince William is supposed to be an usher at the wedding, and of course Harry and Meghan. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually were not invited, and not only that, we're told don't even think about it. But
Oh,
who knows? Who knows?
well, one thing I know is Prince William. I know where he's going to be this Saturday.
Hmm.
This Saturday is the final of what is called the FA Cup, which is the Football Association Challenge Cup
Oh, this
in
is your area
England.
of expertise.
He's been the president of, like the Prince of Wales, been the president since 2006.
Oh.
Before that, it was his dad, King Charles.
Hmm.
So this Saturday, he's going to be there. He will, like, greet the players, and usually it's going to be at Wembley
Showing
Stadium.
my ignorance. Who's playing?
It's going to be a final between Manchester United and Manchester City.
Oh, your boys.
Yeah. So,
United, not City.
mhm,
To be clear.
yeah.
Yeah.
So usually they will bring some veterans
Mm,
on the finals, and kind of not just old veterans, I think current ones or guards.
mm-hmm.
That's what they bring. And because this one is not just like in England, this cup is a challenge of all of UK.
Okay.
So you'll have like different like politicians involved in it maybe too. But usually his dad was before him. And I don't know if you saw the other day, I was watching documentary shows uh, King Charles when he was a prince giving the trophy at that time
Oh
in
yeah. Okay.
1999.
Okay. Yeah.
But then William took over in 2006, and he's going to be there to he starts at the beginning, I think, walking the field
Mm.
to start the game. And then at the end, he will give the medals and the trophy to the teams.
Oh, that's cool. That should
Yeah.
be fun. Don't you call it in soccer in football? Isn't the field a pitch? Don't they call it the pitch?
F- just soccer field or the pitch,
Okay, yeah.
or I don't know.
I
In
don't
England,
know.
they have a different.
Yeah. I maybe somebody knows the answer. I could just look it up. I mean, hello, Google
Mhm.
it. I've always wondered why they call it the pitch. I don't know where that came from, but
I can look it up.
yeah. I don't know. It's just
Let's
questions
see
I have.
why.
Oh yeah, go ahead, go for it. It's worth a
Let's see.
Google. Why do they call it the pitch?
They call football
Okay,
field
but while you're doing that, who do you think's gonna win? Not who do you want to win? Who do you think is going to win?
Manchester City is gonna win.
Oh,
Manchester
that's
United,
honesty.
they have 16 injuries since the beginning of the season,
Yikes.
and they're using players from the under 18.
Mm. Well, that does not sound good.
Yeah, they had total of around 36 injury
Mm.
for 19 players. It's just like 36 the whole season, different injuries, but the main team,
Mm-hmm.
you have at least 11 players from the main team are injured. They cannot play. So
Mm-mm.
they're using the kids,
Yeah.
which they're doing not bad, but they don't have the experience to play on a higher level.
Mm.
Like the max thing they played in friendly tours and stuff like that, or they play under 18,
Mm-hmm.
which is like high schoolers, and you put them with professional teams. And
Well, more
so,
important question. We wonder, and we're not going to know this probably, I don't think.
mhm.
Which team is the Prince of Wales going to be cheering on? I'm sure he has to
um
support both. I mean, I don't know.
so before we answer that, the term pitch comes from Old English and Old Norse language, where it means thrust or to throw.
Interesting.
Mm.
But
Over time, its meaning expand to include concepts like to place or to set up.
Hmm.
The significance of the soccer community, representing more than just a playing surface, it serves as a sacred arena where dreams are realized and legends are forged.
Well, that's a little bit more
That's
dramatic than I thought it was going
yeah,
to be. Okay.
because like soccer, or which is football, been invented by the Brits in England.
Mm-hmm.
And then story I would not mention on YouTube.
Oh,
How
okay.
soccer invented. It was from a
Yeah.
war.
Yeah, no, I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, we won't discuss that. If you're
Let's see.
curious, look it up.
Prince William favorite soccer team. Let's see.
I seriously do. I mean,
Oh,
what?
it's called Aston Villa, which I don't like them.
You don't like anyone but Manchester United.
No, I like a lot of clubs, but not Aston Villa. They are, I mean, they have a nice stadium, the Villa Park, but and Tom Hanks is one of their biggest
Really?
supporters. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. And
But
we love in this house. We love Manchester United and Real Madrid.
oh yeah, of course. So back to drama. What's
Okay,
else
so
you
I
have?
actually have drama from another country.
Which is?
Believe it or not, Belgium.
Oh, what's going on in Belgium?
I don't know if I call it drama so much as it's just something interesting that's been in the news. So When I first read the story, I thought the person they were talking about was, like some young 20 something. But apparently this dude, this his name is Prince Laurent, I believe is his name, Laurent. He's all of 60 years old. But they're calling him the Belgian Prince Harry
Hmm.
because he's made this statement about how he's planning on kind of walking away from royal life and doing his own thing and whatever. Which, at 60 years old, you're not going to become king. It doesn't seem like he's not the heir. So like my first thought was, okay, who cares? Like if you want to do that, do it. But the more I read into it, there are all these quotes of him talking about how he felt that Harry, what did he say? Harry was being not victimized, but like used or something. And apparently there's been times in the past where this guy, this Prince Laurent, has said that his family um didn't support him, meaning financially, despite the fact that he received hundreds of thousands of dollars a year just because he's a prince, you know? And
Oh.
it's not, he sounds like a very interesting cat, like the sort of person that, I can understand why he would support Harry and all that nonsense because he's of the same mindset. Apparently when he was younger, he was referred to as like the Playboy Prince or something like that. So
Hmm.
colorful character. For those of you that keep up with the Belgians more closely, perhaps you have more details than I do, but I saw that going around in the news and thought, well, there's something that has, that's a family that's not the British. So there you have it. We'll see if he actually does leave. And I guarantee you, though, that any money that he gets, whatever that might be, I highly doubt he's going to give that up. So if you don't give up the money, have you really left? I don't know. Ask Meghan and Harry.
That's everyone is talking about them trying not to be associated with the royal family, but at the same time they're keeping their like names, the Duchess, and when they go out like the royal tours, but at the same time they don't want to be associated.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like people have
And they
alleged or
they and it was completely they not got been kicked out. No, they wanted that life.
well, they want a life that's all about them and
Yeah.
where they get to do whatever they want for as little work as possible. And apparently staying in the royal family and, yeah, I don't know, opening schools and visiting hospitals and all that type of stuff that royals do, that was just too much for them, too much work. And in exchange for doing those things, you live in palaces and castles and have your entire life paid for, and you get to wear the lovely clothing and
They are
all of
choosing a
these
petty life.
perks. But yeah, yeah, well, that's the thing. See, and again, um, most of the time we tend to emphasize Megan, and I think that's well deserved on her part. But I think Harry also is he I don't know for how long, but he seems to me to have been a very kind of envious, bitter sort of person, whether or not it's because he wanted to be the heir and he wanted to be born first or whatever his issues are, and there are myriad. Um they're both well matched in the sense that they both want that kind of that celebrity life. They want to be celebrities. They want to make buckets of money without really having to do anything for it. And being a royal, that's not it. Royals are not celebrities, and royals, contrary to what anti-monarchists would say or whatever, Republicans, um, not the party in the U.S. like Republicans, as in a supporter of a republic, but they work for what they get. They don't just have palaces and castles and elegant clothing and private planes and all that
Mhm.
stuff. They get those things in exchange for doing a job, and oftentimes it can be very thankless and tedious and whatever. But I think Megan, whether she had any concept of it before she became a part of the family, and who knows? I mean, who knows? Who cares? But she just wasn't willing to do it, and so they booked it, and now they're finding out what life is like when you actually have to earn a living, and it ain't easy.
Yeah. So this is today. on the Britain news.
Mm-hmm.
Says Prince Harry suffers a fresh blow in bitter legal battle. Have you heard anything about
Oh,
that?
I read a little bit about that, but go
Uh,
on.
it's about he's like he was where is it? It says Prince Harry has suffered a fresh blow in the bitter legal battle against the Sun's publisher.
Uh huh.
A judge ruled out the Duke of
Just a little
Sussex,
background.
39.
What
Yeah.
you're talking about
Mhm.
for those listening, it's the phone hacking case where he alleged that media people, whatever, had hacked his voicemails and all
Mhm.
this crud. Um, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, it says cannot take allegation against Rupert Murdoch.
Rupert Murdoch.
Murdoch, that's a
Yeah.
Murdoch, okay,
Mhm.
to trial. The Duke alleged that he had been targeted by the journalist and private investigator working for Murdoch's media outlet, and is among 42 claims to be brought against that media outlet.
Uh huh.
The claimants asked the higher court earlier this year if they could update parts of their case following the release of further information. Evidence, yeah, as you said, evidence of phone hacking, making it impossible for
Mhm.
them to sue sooner. So the judge today was refused the permission to add a new allegation relating to 1994, 1995, and 2016.
This dude
He was
needs to learn when to
also
give it up.
refused permission for other amendments that to add the allegation of a phone hacking. The father of two was additionally refused permission for amendments that only plead matters of evidence,
Hmm.
including similar facts evidence on which the Duke will seek to rely at trial, scheduled for January 2025.
Hmm. I really should look into that so that I know what I'm talking about and do an episode on all this legal stuff.
Hmm.
Put my education to use for a change. But it's all so convoluted and ridiculous. The knowledge that I do have of it is that the testimony that he gave some months ago, um, it was so absurd. It was some of the things that he said and his reasons and whatever. It was so stupid. I encourage, if you're interested, go. There are transcripts readily available. Go read it. It's super entertaining. Um,
It was a garden party today, something like
yes,
that.
I think it
Okay, because I
rained a little bit
yeah,
too.
I
Yeah,
see now I see pictures of
yeah, yeah.
the prince.
Prince
I don't
William.
know if the princess is there with him. It's just him.
No, oh, if she were there, that would be international news.
Hmm.
The day she shows up in person
Whoa,
for some
look
kind
at
of
the
royal event,
people! Like
yeah,
it's on their X page,
uh huh,
which is Twitter.
yeah, yeah. I don't remember what it was for or what the. I mean, they have those from time to time, but I don't know if he was there in the stead of King Charles or if it was his event to begin with. But yeah, they were all fancied up,
Mm.
having a good old time. Although if it rained, that couldn't have been too much fun. Garden party, rain. I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah, they had pictures of William and I don't know who's this.
what is it?
Messenger. Who's the
What
picture of
photo?
Princess someone?
That is
Zara
looks to be
something?
Zara Tyndall, which
Yeah.
is the
Okay.
Princess Royal's
Mhm.
daughter,
Okay.
Princess Anne. I believe that's her. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yes. But in any case,
Yeah, Zara Phillips
mm,
and having a Mary Poppins moment with
with the
yeah,
umbrella, a
umbrella.
parasol, umbrella,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I don't know the difference or if it's the same thing.
Chimney. All right. Well, what else you have?
Start singing Mary Poppins. And believe it or not, I think
Mm.
that's pretty much that's what I have. Unless you want to go back and rail on the Nigerian fashion choices, I don't know. But oh, I will mention one other thing about that. Did you hear when Megan was at an event? I believe it was a solo event in
She didn't
Nigeria.
made it to Met Gala because she was in Nigeria.
She wasn't freaking invited.
Invited.
She wasn't invited to that. She wasn't invited to Gwyneth Paltrow's dinner party.
She was not invited to the roast of
Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady. I mean, Kim Kardashian was there. She would love to be
Oh
there.
my gosh. That woman is not invited to anything. Anyways, but she when she was in Nigeria, she said something about like I'm home, or oh no, this is my country. She said this is my country because she claims, and I don't believe this for 2 seconds because the math doesn't add up. She claims to be 43% Nigerian. However, some years ago she claimed to be whatever percentage Maltese. I don't know what happened with that. And it doesn't work because she's more than 50% Caucasian. So and other stuff. So it's dumb. I don't believe for 2 seconds. She can claim whatever she wants, but allegedly. But how in the world that makes it your country? I mean, I'm whatever percentage I am Lebanese, but Lebanon is not my country. I mean, it's just not.
You never
That's
been
so
there, like
insulting to
you.
the people who it is their country. Like,
It's
really?
different, like because you never been there. You probably read the history. You've seen it on TV, pictures, and stuff like that, but you never been there.
No. And I
Like
guarantee
you're,
you, I know more
you're a
about
fourth.
Lebanon
Then
and all that than she does about Nigeria.
oh
I
yeah,
guarantee you.
of course.
But I don't call it my country, even
Yeah,
if I went over
you're a
there.
fourth generation here, fourth or fifth.
Uh,
If you take it from your dad's side,
one, two,
yeah, fourth,
three.
third generation.
Yeah. See, so I'm an American. That's it. I mean,
Yeah, I
pure and
mean,
simple.
yeah, it's not easy to relate. Only if you went there and start like looking more to be connected with the family from there. It's different situation.
I just
But
find it
for
so.
her when she
I
was
don't
in
know.
Hollywood in a time before all what happened
Mhm.
and diversity in Hollywood, she was always with her dad and pictures with her dad, not mentioning anything about her mom to
No.
get that part in suit. And then suddenly,
Well, and she didn't have
not gonna
the
say
dark
like,
bronzer and the spray tan back then. Now all
mhm,
of a sudden she got it caked on. Oh, do you see some of those pictures in Nigeria?
yeah.
Unbelievable.
And then suddenly, when all of Hollywood starts switching with
Uh-huh.
some streaming media, let's say, start switching
Hmm.
everything to be diversity and stuff, that's when she start claiming her black side.
Yeah, yeah. Play that
And
card.
then
Go
that
ahead.
Oprah thing with what's the late queen called her
Oh,
and called her
yeah, yeah, yeah,
kids,
yeah.
which they have nothing to
Which
do with a dark
never
skin.
happened.
And I'm not saying anything against dark skin,
That has
but
nothing to do with
she's
that.
just claiming that the queen, remember, she
Yeah.
was calling them
The
certain
ist
word.
word.
Yeah.
Ist. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hmm.
It's such garbage. Oh my
And
gosh.
those
And
kids are
the
whiter than
story that I really got my
a
attention
polar
that you're
bear.
since you're
Yeah.
bringing that up is when she went into the whole thing in the Oprah interview about how, they were talking about like how dark the baby's skin might be and like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how could you do Okay, speaking from experience, you and I very different skin colors. I am extremely white.
Hmm.
You are much darker. Okay, how often did we have the conversation? You, me, my parents, your parents, everyone's like, so we wonder what's the baby gonna look like? It's a natural question when you have two people that look so different. All you wonder, what's the kid gonna look like?
I
How
know.
dark, how light? It's a conversation you have. I think any expectant parents discuss that and
I don't
family and
know.
friends, but especially
All
when
I
you have
know,
like
I need
mixed
to.
race, mixed whatever, different I don't know, we're not really mixed race technically, but
I don't know. Yeah, no, we're not.
no.
No, like our daughter is gonna be mixed.
Well, no, because we're both classified as Caucasian. Middle Eastern is
I
considered
don't. Yeah,
Caucasian, which is bonkers to me, but whatever. To quote Harry, it's bonkers.
bonkers. Yeah, I mean, but
Anyway, it's a conversation people have. It's curiosity. It's, oh, I wonder. It's the anticipating. And she turns it into this huge drama. Oh, I can't believe it's so artist. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here. Get
yeah,
out of here. What a
mm,
faker.
she thought doing that she's gonna get all the attention.
Yeah.
We said that multiple times before. Do you hear that Todd outside?
Is that a is that a frog?
Yeah.
Okay, for those of you, there's a frog like all of a sudden making very loud noises outside our window. I'm telling you, the natives are restless around here. This, where we live in Florida, it's starting to get it's really hot, and now there's like things coming out of the, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I've seen multiple snakes in the last couple of weeks,
Yeah, I told you
which,
it's the time they leave
ugh,
their holes and coming out.
I do my best not to go outside as much as possible,
Mm.
but
But
still.
yeah,
Anyway, to get off of that,
anything Royals related we
royal
have in
snakes
news.
now.
I mean, I have some news, but it's not related to the Royals.
Okay.
South Park releasing a new special. It's
South
about
Park.
Ozempic
Oh,
this
I can
time.
make connections to that. South Park, they ripped Harry and Meghan to shreds, and we all are alleging that Meghan is on Ozempic.
Yeah,
So
they're
there you
doing
go.
a new
Oh, I
day
wonder if they'll
release.
make a character that's supposed to be like her. That would be epic.
I don't
I
think
doubt
so.
it. I doubt
Last
it.
special was about Disney and
Hmm.
what's her name? The Disney executive, the one
With
Kennedy. What's her name?
Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy. Oh, that was
Uh,
a funny episode they made
her and
about her
Star Wars.
and
Match
Star
made
Wars
in
and how she
hell.
goes to a parallel world, the multiverse, where she in coming from a universe where all like lame women and all. It was like it was
Oh my
fun.
gosh, I haven't
This
seen
one is
that
about
one.
Ozempic.
Ugh. What is with the Ozempic thing?
I don't
I
know.
worked with someone briefly who, let me think about this, when I was in a previous legal career, who his wife was on it, or she had the prescription for some
Hmm.
reason, and he started taking it himself. And I remember him saying he would come into the office and he would just be like, I feel terrible, or I can't hardly even drink water because I guess it keeps you from being able to, I don't know what it does
I
to you
don't know
exactly,
what like.
but I heard it can cause you to like have horrible heartburn,
I mean,
not like
from
vomiting, really, really
experience, like
bad
when I used to work
side
out and I
effects.
used to take like the fat burners, but that when I used to work out and I was in my
Mm-hmm.
20s at that time,
Mm-hmm.
it used to give me like my heart rate will be just like
Yeah.
racing,
There's some particular, what
sweating,
is the ingredient?
and like you make you like kind of like feeling like kind of an anxiety. How of
Yeah.
anxiety
Yeah.
feels like. I will be just like my heart. I can
Uh-huh.
barely breathe, and that's when I
In my
stopped
opinion,
it.
that stuff is so
And there was
unhealthy. I mean, I
that's not
can't
Ozempic.
imagine.
That was just regular,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
fat burners.
What was
But
that stuff that was advertised to death? It was called oh, some kind of pill. Hydroxycut. Yeah. I
Mhm.
remember there were commercials of that stuff forever. I wonder if it's still around or if it's been banned or something. I feel like that stuff pops up and they market it to death, and then all of a sudden it disappears and you hear that there was some kind of lawsuit or somebody
Yeah,
died,
there's a
unfortunately,
lot that
from
yeah,
it. But I'm not saying anybody did. I'm just, you know, anecdotally,
and
I hear things. But anyways, yeah. So the Ozempic train, it's like all of Hollywood is on it. Have you seen? Okay, nothing to do with royals, but have you seen photos of Kelly Clarkson lately?
lately
She
no,
looks like a different person. She said it's not Ozempic, but it's some other type of medication
let's
like
see.
that. I saw a photo. I was like, what? Because it was her with, I want to say Whoopi Goldberg.
Hmm.
And I was like, there's no way that's a current photo of her. It looks like she's lost 100 pounds. I don't know. But
Kelly
again,
Clarkson
what
new
that stuff does,
weight. First thing came out weight loss.
yeah.
Everything Kelly Clarkson has shared about her weight loss journey. That's on today.com. Let me see pictures how she looks like now.
Yeah. It
Oh my god.
right?
She looked like Reese Witherspoon now.
She looks like a different person, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is wow.
Isn't that incredible? It's incredible. I mean, good for her in a sense, but like I genuinely hope that the stuff that these people are taking it's become this fad. It's become this thing. I genuinely hope that there are not, you know, problems down the road, because this is, I don't know how long these things have been around, but I certainly haven't heard of it until the last couple of years or whatever. So it's interesting, and as I said, the results with the Duchess of Montecito, it, I don't know. She looks like, it looks concerning to me, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying, making any factual statements here. It's just
Mm-hmm.
my opinion is that she's, I don't know. I think she looked better in the past when she weighed more than 10 pounds, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Meghan
Megan.
Markle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't.
I don't know. Anytime I see somebody like that, that just all of a sudden appears to be very um skeletal, it's just, I mean, naturally it becomes concerning. And as much as I dislike her, and I very strongly dislike her, I don't know, there's just something about seeing anybody looking like that that just makes me, I don't know, I feel bad, I feel concerned, even if they're doing it to themselves or whatever. Whatever, I'll get off of that train of thought, but I don't know, just kind of like, ugh, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. That's what I have. Have you heard anything else lately?
No, been so busy lately.
Oh, I know. I've just picked up these little tidbits here and there. Normally, I
Yeah.
have a routine every day of
Like
like
I hear or read stuff
reading, listening to
sometimes,
stuff,
yeah,
but
but I forget about. But like today, mostly is was the jewelry and how she pretend to be Princess
oh, it's
Diana,
the same story
and
over and over again.
everyone is talking about why they call it the royal tour, which has nothing to do with the royals,
Yeah. Well, yeah, no.
and the King Charles portrait.
As we've
But
discussed, yes.
yeah,
Okay.
beside that, no other
Well, I will
news.
say I'm going to plug our upcoming podcast episode, which is long overdue, but I think it's going to be exceptionally good because it's a very interesting, I feel like I use that word a lot. Um it's someone that isn't discussed too much. I think I teased it in our last Tea and Shenanigans episode, but it has to do with the Netherlands this time. And it's a very interesting character. Her story fascinates me. And I've spent a decent amount of time reading about her. Luke and I have been going over stuff and, trying to prepare for it. So I
Hmm.
think it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Which one?
Our next Royal Chronicles
Ye-
podcast episode.
Oh.
As soon as I can pull Luke by his ear to come record, bless his heart, he is so busy just running around like all the time. But anyways, anyways.
Anyways, yeah, hopefully we'll do something soon.
Mm-hmm.
That just depends on you guys.
Absolutely. We're working on it. We're doing our best. But okay, if we have nothing else, and I don't, sadly, I would love to keep spilling the tea, but you know how it goes. But thanks to our newest subscribers. We really appreciate it. We hope you're gonna enjoy the content as we continue to put it out and enjoy what we have out there already. And to those of you who've been with us for a while, we as always really appreciate your time. We appreciate you coming back over and over again to listen to our ramblings. As I've said before, and I'll say again, I do this with the belief that we're just sitting here, I don't know, shooting the breeze, talking to no one. But you choose to listen. We appreciate that, I guess.
Yeah.
Of course. But if you have any comments, let us know. Opinions, if you have different takes on some of the things we discussed today, let us know. Get in the comments, be nice and everything, but
There's something, it's kind of political, but coming from a royal family
political.
in Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
You know about the new ruler in their social media?
no.
So in Saudi Arabia now, in social media, if you talk about what's going on in the region over there, war or whose side you're in or
Uh-huh.
not supporting,
Yeah.
anything goes against the uh, country benefits, let's say,
Hmm.
you can go to jail for that.
That does not surprise me in the slightest.
Hmm.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, and because like there was some movement coming out, like supporting the wars and all of that, and his royal, like the what do you call him, like Bin Salman,
The Crown
the
Prince.
crown prince. He came out with that, and now you cannot talk in
Mm,
social media,
I
any
mean,
platform over there, because it's usually like the government watching and stuff. If you get a screenshot of you talking about something like that, you can go for to prison for that.
the majority of the monarchies in the Middle East have some rule like that. You're not allowed to
It's not just
criticize
monarchies,
them.
republics, or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah, but
but them coming like from a country used to be like the side they used to choose, and against, like, for example, the US and Israel and all of that,
mm,
to be now like they just trying to build their country again.
well, yeah, in
Hmm.
a way,
In a way,
they're
I
trying. They have a
mean,
long way to go.
they took a lot of big steps
Yeah.
on that
This is concerning
road.
though. This choice they've made. He's made, whatever.
I mean,
Well, let's be honest. Free speech is the exception, not the norm in the world. And I think we
I
as
don't think that.
Americans and people in the West, we tend to act anytime you hear things like that, it's like, oh my gosh, how well that's the way it is in a lot of the world. You can't criticize your leaders, you can't criticize the
Yeah.
government, the royal family, whatever it is. So if you live in a place where you can criticize, be thankful and do it as often as you want to, because there are people out there that can't do it.
Oh yeah.
So
I
I'll just leave
mean,
it at that. I don't like to get political here. That's not of interest. But I would like to think that that's a neutral, like common belief. So,
yeah,
just
yeah. I mean,
I could be wrong, but
he's taking good steps. I mean, to build Saudi Arabia again to the
yeah,
world and
I'll
showing
give
it.
him that.
Uh,
MBS we're
people,
talking about.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
there's a lot going on there and on that region, in that area where the
Mm-hmm.
what's going on, but economy wise, I think within the next 10 years, Dubai is going to be nothing. Like the United Arab Emirates, everything is going to go to Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
They have by far more oil and money than the United Arab Emirates.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing was, uh, let's say, safety situation and stuff over there
Mm-hmm.
for foreigners and from different religions. But now it looks like it's going towards a different road. A lot of tourism going on
Loosening
over
up.
there, huh? Yeah, they're
Loosening up.
loosening
Yeah.
up a lot.
He's an
The
interesting guy. I've thought it'd be interesting of all of the people in that region to talk to him and to talk to I have strong opinions, but he strikes me as an interesting character.
which
Like in
one?
Erdogan.
Erdogan.
I don't know, there's something about that guy. He's been around a long time. He's done some really wacky things. But I don't know. If I were a journalist or somebody who was in that position, I would be interested to talk to those two guys.
Yeah. Erdogan is no one knows his loyalty to,
That's what I mean.
because
That
he
that's what's
support
interesting.
extremist at the same time he support the communist. And
We're getting political here.
yeah,
I
it's
really
a
don't
lot.
want to.
I would love to sit with King Abdullah,
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
how he's managing a country, a small country in that big conflict region, a country with not that much of like resources,
Mhm.
and
You get
trying
King
to keep it.
Abdullah, I get Queen Rania because we have to talk clothes.
Yeah,
Okay.
she is, that woman
Oh
is
my
just
goodness.
amazingly like
Perfect
looks
all the
young and
time.
perfect,
Yeah.
and education, like her education and like the way she talks, and
Yeah. Yeah.
she's amazing. Like, and me living in Jordan for 4.5 years, something like that, I witnessed what she was doing to the community over there,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the Cancer Foundation, because the late King Hussein, the father of King Abdullah, he died from cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a big, big organization, and they have charity which I worked for, just for cancers, and they will try like to get, especially with kids, even send them overseas to get treatment and stuff.
Mm.
She does a lot for disability, hunger, like,
Mm-hmm.
which is good. I
Yeah.
mean,
She's a royal doing royal things.
mhm.
Put it that way. Okay, I don't know how we got off on this. I was about to like wrap it up and we had a whole nother conversation. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how it come, but yeah, King Abdullah. I saw him the other day. He went to a city called Madaba, which has Nibu mountain
Uh,
related to Moses,
mm-hmm.
which was the mountain where he spoke to God, and it's over there by the river of Jordan. He was in that city visiting the historical remains over there.
Interesting.
It was like, I think, a couple days ago,
Mm.
and I just saw him. He came and just started walking the streets, and all the people were out. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
That'd be fun. Okay, well,
I
are
think we
we?
should
We're
wrap it up
wrapping
in
up for
it.
real this
Yeah.
time. Okay, so everything I said before still goes. Thank you to everyone. Like, share, subscribe, all the things. And our newest or latest podcast episode should be coming out fairly soon. I don't want to commit to a day because who knows at this point. We're working on it. I promise it'll come out, and I think it's gonna be really good. So stay tuned for that. And if you're not already subscribed to our podcast, we are on Spotify and Amazon Music, but also posting here on YouTube pretty much. And I realized the other day there's a few previous episodes that we still haven't posted to YouTube, so maybe we should do that. Just a couple.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Tea and Shenanigan
No.
or
Podcast episodes.
huh?
They're all on Spotify,
Oh,
obviously,
the
but not.
first episodes, I think,
There
from
were
season
2
1.
or 3,
Yeah,
maybe. We
maybe.
might start. I might post those, but in any
Mhm.
case, yeah. At this point, we're pretty much posting everything on
I don't
YouTube as
know.
well.
When we find a babysitter, then I can work.
She's sleeping right now. She's being good.
Yeah, but what time is it now? I have work in the
It is
morning.
officially 11:20 on the dot. PM. Anyway, so yeah, thanks to everyone. Like, share, subscribe, and if you're not already, and if you are so inclined, follow us on our social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Are we on X? We are on X, right?
Yeah.
You handle all that.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much post on Instagram, and we put stuff on TikTok. But we're mostly active here on YouTube these days, shorts and that sort of thing. But anyway, that's what we have. If you enjoy it, subscribe, stay tuned, check us out next time, and until next time, we'll bring you more. What is it that I say? Royal? No.
Royal gossip.
Gossip and shenanigans and nonsense from all
And
corners of the
what you
royal
said,
globe.
bunkers.
It's bonkers.
It's bonkers. I love this word now. I'm gonna use it everywhere.
It's very British. Americans don't say well, sometimes bonkers. Okay, we're doing it again. Thank you for listening. We appreciate your time. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.